Ray here from Nest Mortgage. Hope your day is going great in what is a relatively big day in economics land. So the Bank of Canada increased their overnight rate today by 1%, which comes as a bit of a surprise, as most people were expecting a 0.75% increase. But I think if we wind the clock back to July 4th, when the Bank of Canada released some survey data, we can see how we got here today. And so the survey data they released was asking questions of Canadian consumers and businesses about what they expect inflation to be over the next 1 to 2 years. And those numbers are quite high, a lot higher than what economists are expecting. And so I put that graph in the email below just as a visual representation of what I've been saying or been talking about. The Bank of Canada is fighting primarily. It's these expectations around inflation, because what people expect generally comes to pass. And so how that affects us here is that if Canadian consumers are expecting things to be more expensive, they're going to begin to demand higher wages, whether it's with their existing job or new jobs. And as a result, businesses will have to pay those wages. And then they will have to charge more for the goods and services they offer to compensate for their higher costs. And then again, now costs have increased, employees want more and more. So it just creates this self-fueling cycle. And that is one of the biggest problems for a central bank, is to have these expectations be so high that they have to raise policy rates even further to squash it. And so, today you got a very front-loaded increase for this, and I think in large part it is to combat these expectations. And so, where that leaves us is with variable rate mortgage holders and home equity line of credit holders dealing with higher costs. And so there are options out there, depending on your current situation. A lot of people will move to fixed rate mortgages. There's a good chance that fixed rate mortgages are roughly at the peak of where they're going to be for the foreseeable future. So the bond market didn't move a ton today based on this news, which is somewhat telling. And it's actually fallen off a little bit, and that bond market sort of dictates where fixed rates are at and where they're going. So fixed rates are likely on the high-ish side, but it helps you get off the roller coaster. Variable, I do think, is potentially still a good option. It does afford you some flexibility. And if we do overshoot on policy and we end up slipping into recession, well, your rate will kind of go down with stimulus and be lower. So there are some upsides there. But if you're looking at your situation, you're like, hey, what do I do? Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to go over that with you, provide you with some constructive solutions. There are options out there. Don't think there aren't, and I'd be happy to help talk you through those. So if it's something you want to talk about, please don't hesitate to reach out, and look forward to connecting soon. Cheers.